Hey everyone, it's Erin with Hail Varsity. I am joined by Greg, recruiting extraordinaire, also of Hail Varsity. And I was just telling him, because he is getting ready for this very topic. He is getting ready to share a lot of information with you, which we are going to dive into here. You can get more at hailvarsity.com. And I was like, Greg, this is a lot of information, which is not a bad thing. So because we know, I think people know what we're about to talk about, but in case they don't, Greg, what is going on? Why are we talking about a giant weekend ahead? Why are we talking about this big update from you? Fill the people in.
Yeah, so it is probably, well, I don't think it's probably, it is the biggest official visit weekend of Scott Frost's tenure at Nebraska. And this has come together, I think, for a number of reasons. Like the biggest being the recruiting staff has kind of been overhauled behind the scenes. And so you've got new people leading kind of this charge in addition to some of the people that were already there, led by Vince Gwinta, who's now come over from Baylor, who had been at Nebraska under the Callahan staff previously. You also have new assistant coaches that have different varying skill levels on the recruiting trail, namely Mickey Joseph and Bill Bush out there really hitting the pavement hard, Brian Applewhite as well. But then also you can't forget Donovan Raiola, because as we'll talk about, there are some big time offensive linemen also coming in this weekend as well. But there are 13 official visitors that are scheduled to be in town this weekend for the first Friday Night Lights camp. They will not participate in camp. So one of the things that always comes up in these discussions is, hey, will we get to see them out there running around doing drills? No, they will not. In fact, I think for part of it, they're going to watch the camp from like the top, like Memorial Stadium. They're going to be eating dinner in Memorial Stadium overlooking the football field. And then they'll come down and kind of enjoy the festivities. But 13 official visitors are here this weekend.
Yeah, and this is wild. If you're a fan who is within proximity to Memorial Stadium over the next few weeks and want to be able to check things out, you can. Both Friday Night Lights camps, which is this Saturday, as well as this Friday, as well as Friday, June 17th. Just absolutely, that's where we're at. So June 3rd, June 17th, both Friday nights, because it is called Friday Night Lights. They're open to the public. Here's what you need to know. They will take place 6 to 8 p.m. The stadium itself opens at 5. Fans can enter through gate 3 at the southwest corner of Memorial Stadium. But if you're going, Erin and Greg, this is amazing, I'd love to come, but I can't make either of these Friday Night Lights camps, you're in luck. You have other options, to the point where I'm like swinging and wielding this pen all over the place. You can also go to the 7-on-7 camp, which is on Sunday, June 5th. That begins around 9:20 a.m. Gates will open at 9. And if you're going, but that still doesn't work for me, it's fine. Saturday, June 18th, the Adidas Pipeline Camp. It runs from 11 to 2 on Saturday, June 18th. Gates for that one open at 10:30. All of this information is at huskers.com. I assume Greg could probably slip a little of this information in with all of his updates in the coming weeks too. So that way, if you're like, I live close to Lincoln, I'd like to come, you can. And Friday Night Lights especially is always really fun. It's a way to get people into the stadium, to show recruits what Nebraska fans can do in a stadium like Memorial Stadium in the middle of summer. So, Greg, what are you expecting as far as environment is concerned when we're thinking of all of these fans? And like you said, not everyone's going to be participating in camps, but they might be watching, they might be hanging out in the field. Knowing what we've seen in the past, what are we thinking as far as the environment, the atmosphere, all of that?
Yeah, it's always a really fun environment, actually, because you have a unique combination of things happening. So you have all of the official visitors that are in town, but then you also have current players that are helping with the camp, so helping to coach up the campers that are there. And then you have current players that are just kind of hanging out, that are just kind of walking around, spending time with their teammates. And in a lot of cases, it's the first chance for the guys that have just moved onto campus that are summer arrivals. So in in this case, it can be anyone from like Gage Stinger to O'Shawn Mathis will be kind of walking around and hanging out as well, in addition to having what Nebraska will hope to be a couple thousand fans there as well, just kind of cheering everything on. Like, it ends up being a really fun environment, which is also another reason why they like to have so many recruits there for this event, because it's just unique. You're just not going to find that everywhere, where a camp like this will end up having, you know, that type of buzz around it.
Yeah, I've been to Friday Night Lights camps. Obviously, Greg, you have as well. It's just a really good opportunity to, one, get to experience Memorial Stadium for free in June. But it is always it is a good time. There's always something to watch, something going on. It can be very, I don't know, you can see stars before they're stars. Like, one of the things that I always think about the fact is that we saw Micah Parsons in person at a Friday Night Lights camp. I understand he didn't end up coming to Nebraska, but still pretty cool when you think about the fact that if you were in the crowd that night, you got to see Micah Parsons kind of on the cusp of what he was going to become. So you just never know who might be the star of the show on Saturday. I keep saying Saturday. It's not Saturday. It's Friday. There isn't even a Saturday camp for you to go to this weekend. It is Friday and Sunday, and my brain keeps doing the Saturday thing. Anyway, my apologies to everyone. At least I'm not telling you it's June 3rd and June 10th again, which I previously did. So
I wasn't going to call that out. Like, I was just going to let you slide there. It's fine.
Oh, it's just good times. Good times. If anyone's wondering why my brain is mush right now, it is because we are in the heart of yearbook preparation as well. The yearbook is getting ready to go to print very, very soon. If you are not a Hail Varsity subscriber, I really recommend changing that today. You have until Monday to become a subscriber and guarantee the yearbook with your subscription. And because we love you, you can use the code yearbook at hailvarsity.com/subscribe and get $30 off your first year of your annual subscription. So head to hailvarsity.com/subscribe, use code yearbook. But here's the other piece of that. When you become a subscriber, you also get all of our online content. That includes all of these updates from Greg. So if you are wanting all of the inside information as to what is going on this weekend and weekends to come, you're going to want to be a subscriber, and Greg will have all of this information for you. So it is a double bonus. You get the yearbook, you get all of our monthly issues, but then you also get all of the online content, including all of these recruiting updates. Why wouldn't you do it? Look, I'm just a selling machine.
That was a good pitch. I think that it's fair. It is a win-win all around.
Staff? Should I be on I could be a recruiter. I could be a recruiter. No, I'm a terrible salesperson. I'm terrible at it.
So am I. So we share that.
Well, as always, with any of these topics that we talk about, similar to the recruiting question of the week, if you want to dive into more specifics and honestly a lot of detail about what to expect with the Friday Night Lights camp and beyond, Greg will have more at hailvarsity.com. So go check that out. This video will be included there as well. So you could be watching it, which if that's the case, my recommendation is scroll back up and read it again. But if you're just seeing this for the first time on YouTube, be sure to head to hailvarsity.com and get even more information about this upcoming recruiting weekend. Like Greg said, arguably one of the biggest of Scott Frost's career at Nebraska. It's going to be really, really interesting to watch. Greg, one last question for you. Who do you personally have your eye on this weekend? Who is somebody that you want to see either in action or just in person, or think that fans should keep an eye on?
Man, I'm going to go with an official visitor, and I'll say I'm interested to see Bo Hughley again. He is a very high 4-star offensive lineman who is actually committed to Georgia, which is notable that this is his second trip to Nebraska in a couple of months, as he was here for the spring game as well. He's kind of a last-minute surprise addition to the spring game. That was a huge recruiting weekend, but he is back this weekend for an official visit. He is legitimately all of 6'7", 300 pounds. I stood next to him at the spring game on the sidelines. He is a large junior in high school. I am very curious to see how big of an impression Nebraska can make on him to try and get him to flip from last year's national champions.
It's going to be interesting. Like I said, hailvarsity.com, but maybe we'll see you out and about this weekend as well at Friday Night Lights or the Pipeline camp is in a couple weeks.
2 weeks.
7-on-7 camp. It is all just like a jumbled mess in here. to the person who's about to comment about it, please remember, I am currently deep in the weeds of editing the yearbook. Give me some grace. Anyway, we will be back. Greg has more to come. Football video with Steve here on this YouTube channel. Be sure to leave comments, but please be nice. We're working really hard right now. Not that we're not always working really hard, but I do feel like I am like, this is a busy, busy time. Who would have thought the off season would just be the busiest time you could find?
There is no off season.
There is no off season. Greg, I hope you have a great weekend. Keep those updates coming. We appreciate it. To everyone watching, we will talk to you later.